Aisha grew up in a world of luxury, surrounded by opulence and privilege that overshadowed her sense of belonging. Adopted into the wealthy Al-Karim family as an infant, she was given everything money could buy, from designer clothes to elite schools. But behind closed doors, Aisha always felt like an outsider, a constant reminder that she didn't truly belong. Her adoptive parents, Mr. and Mrs. Al-Karim, made sure she never forgot that she wasn't truly one of them. When Mrs. Al-Karim gave birth to a biological son, Idris, Aisha's status in the family plummeted. She was no longer the cherished daughter. She was now the outsider, tolerated, but never truly accepted. While Idris was pampered and given every advantage, Aisha was pushed aside, her worth measured by her usefulness to the family. On her 18th birthday, Aisha's parents called her into the grand dining hall, the air thick with unspoken tension. Mr. Al-Karim's expression was cold as he faced her, devoid of warmth or affection. "You're not truly part of this family," he said bluntly, the words cutting through the air like a knife. "It's time you learned your place." Aisha's heart pounded. "What do you mean?" "We've arranged a marriage for you," Mrs. Al-Karim said, her tone sharp. "You'll be marrying Yusuf, a poor farmer. He comes from a respectable family, but he has nothing." Aisha's breath caught in her throat. "Why are you doing this to me? You were lucky we even took you in," Mr. Al-Karim snapped. "Now it's time you repay that debt." Forced into the marriage, Aisha entered Yusuf's small, worn-down home with a heavy heart. The contrast between her childhood mansion and this humble cottage was staggering. Yusuf was kind but quiet, a man of simple means who worked hard just to survive. Aisha resented the life she had been forced into at first. But as time passed, Aisha saw something in Yusuf she had never seen in her wealthy adoptive family: kindness, patience, and respect. Yusuf treated her as an equal and listened to her. Aisha slowly learned to adapt, valuing her opinions as she worked alongside Yusuf on the farm. As they introduced new methods to increase crop yields, the farm began to thrive. Within a year, they expanded their business to nearby markets, bringing fresh produce to the community. Meanwhile, back at the Al-Karim estate, things were falling apart, casting a shadow over their once glorious legacy. Mr. Al-Karim made a series of disastrous business decisions, leading to the mismanagement of the family's remaining fortune by Laris. The once mighty Al-Karim empire collapsed under the weight of debt and scandal, leaving its legacy in ruins. Then one evening, Aisha and Yusuf were preparing for the market when a messenger arrived with unsettling news. "Your parents have requested to see you," the messenger said, his tone grave and urgent. Aisha hesitated, a knot forming in her stomach as she asked, "Why now?" "They've lost everything," the messenger said, "and they're desperate." Aisha returned to the estate to find her parents living in a small, rundown house, a stark contrast to their former life. Mr. Al-Karim sat in a worn chair, his once proud face now hollow with defeat, embodying the weight of their losses. We need help," Mrs. Al-Karim said, her voice trembling. Aisha stood still, emotions swirling inside her. The family that had discarded her, the family that had forced her into a life of struggle, was now at her mercy. "You forced me to marry a poor man because you thought I was beneath you," Aisha said calmly. Tears welled in Mrs. Al-Karim's eyes. "Aisha, we're so sorry." Aisha took a deep breath. "I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because Yusuf and I have built a life of abundance, not from money, but from hard work and love." With Yusuf's help, Aisha helped her parents rebuild their lives, not with wealth, but with humility. Mr. Al-Karim and Idris learned to work honest jobs, and for the first time, the family learned the value of effort and gratitude. In the end, Aisha realized that the greatest gift wasn't wealth. It was the strength and love she had found in the life she had been forced into. The poor man they had forced her to marry had turned out to be the richest blessing of all. You want more interesting stories like this? Click the subscribe button to not miss out on our incredible stories.